east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other.
It's Murr.
I'm the flower, it's Mr. It's kind of a roller coaster. Sports is a roller coaster.
Matt, the sports fan version of Matt is way more relatable than the sports fan version of Jim Rutledge or me. You're thinking like a radio host, which means a hardcore radio and sports person. Matt's thinking like somebody that has a job doing something else that also likes sports.
That's Matt's whole charm.
Yeah.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. The post-Packer game edition. That's why we are on at noon again today. Matt Hamilton, you got your Let's Get Baked shirt on. You can see that on the ESPN Madison YouTube page. We got Riley Yauk behind the glass. He's rocking his Santa hat, feeling festive on this Christmas Eve, and obviously extra festive that the Packers basically sent those Saints marching home. It's for you, Matt Hamilton. He's Matt Hamilton. I am Jim Rutledge. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue. You know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light.
Riley is working today. Maybe the hardest working man or person in Madison, because I don't see a lot of other people working today. I mean, I got like the prime parking spot.
Yeah.
And pulling in today, like to drive in, I was worried because I wanted to maximize time with the girls this morning. It took them not quite sledding, but Nola's small enough where I can kind of just drag her around the yard and a couple times in the sled, and she had fun. And so I was maximizing that, so I left at 11. I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to eat. I was able to eat. I went across the street, got some snacks over at the grocery store, picked up some Coors Light, put it back in the truck. I got all this extra time. I was like, all right, this is great. And then we had plenty of time for show prep. And honestly, it felt, Matt, a little bit like the game last night, where the Packers did everyone a favor and really just killed any drama whatsoever on the first drive.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, we could have just watched the first drive. And I don't know if you play like the NCAA football game. I don't know if Madden has this where you can kind of super sim.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just like, all right, we're just going to skip forward. Like, I'll just keep an eye on the score. And if I feel like I need to hop back in, I'll hop in and do something. So otherwise, like after 7-0, like we can super sim. Like in our brains, I think most fans are like, all right, we'll super sim this. We'll just kind of maybe look around on our phone or hang out with the family with the game on. And if I need to check back in, I will. Yeah. Because there was no drama, and that's credit to the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah. First shutout of the season. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
For the Packers. Did not predict that.
I was pretty close. So I said less than 10 points, which 0 is, no touchdowns, and 3 turnovers. There was 2. So and there was a third fumble that the Saints, I believe, recovered. So
right.
I was close. I was close to it. And I'm mad because I almost went with sacks instead of turnovers. And so that's why I texted it in the group, because I'm like, wait, did I say sacks or turnovers?
Gotcha. I thought you were just casually reminding us, like, oh, look how close I am.
I was very close. Yeah. So for the don't quote me, we'll review that a little bit later in the show. But Matt, this is the question we have for everyone, and we'll do a lot of fun stuff today as well. 844-770-3776. Our first poll question, posted at ESPN Madison. Also, you can follow us at Jim, Matt, Molly. How much of the game did you watch? Whole thing? Half? Or what would be the casually? What would be the third option? In and out?
Sparingly.
Sparingly. There you go. Riley, I trust you more than Ryan and other producers we've had to spell sparingly properly. Mm-hmm. But I would say whole thing.
I don't know. Riley being the fighter guy, he might spell sparringly.
Sparring? Or sparingly. Riley's like, thank you for clearing that up for me.
Yeah. Just including in our little festive show today.
Yeah, thank you. This hat's very warm.
Yeah, good luck
might
wearing
have to take
a Santa hat the entire show.
That room is essentially a hot box, so you are rocking you're basically kind of going Santa light there. You got the
the
red.
I'll put myself on the camera for people to see.
Yes, please do. I thought you were. So yeah, on the YouTube you can see it. Is that a hockey? Is it a Bauer
Turtleneck
you're wearing? It looks like it says Bauer on it.
It says Badgers.
Badgers. Okay, sorry.
Kind of see it there.
Yeah,
there
now I
across
see
the
it.
neck.
Okay.
Initially, I went Badgers, and then I saw the BA, and it looked like a U, and then I'm like, oh, is that a?
Yeah,
I
like
would have thought it was
hockey-
like Badgers, maybe
hockey turtleneck,
there,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
then
no.
you got the red and white, or red and black flannel.
It's a NFL Pro Line Maxit brand. I found it
Nice.
at a vintage stores in the $5 bin, and I was like, ooh, I got a long neck. Turtlenecks are my friend, so
I feel
why
like
not?
any turtleneck that doesn't feel like a really, really weak person is trying to choke you is not like a proper turtleneck. Like that's still a little
It's
short.
a mock
Yeah.
turtleneck, and it's not constricting my throat, thankfully.
Right.
All right, so 844-770-3776. How much of the game did you watch last night? We are on early because, well, we want to be done at 2 o'clock instead of 4. Well, basically, we're on early because obviously the Packers played last night. Wildy and Tausch took you 9 to noon, and we said, how about we hop on at noon because it's going to be really sad for everyone if we're on at 4 o'clock to 6. And we figured we'd just kind of carry the momentum from our good friends at Wildy and Tausch and wrap up the live local Packer talk. Today, there'll be some national Packer talk, I'm sure, today, because that was the biggest thing last night. And obviously Christmas morning. We'll be back at it on Thursday, 9 to noon, filling in for said Wildy and Tausch, and then even Friday. This week we're at 2 to 5, and we're on in Milwaukee for Thursday and Friday, and the whole state. So Milwaukee, Beaver Dam, and Madison. So lots of Jim, Matt, and Molly. No, Molly, she's still out with babies. But Matt, I'll start with you because you're the Packer fan, but I also think that you are the representation. Like in a movie, you have a character that's the representation of the audience. I think everyone kind of knows that, especially in a horror movie. The easiest way to describe who that person is there's always someone in a horror movie who's like, we shouldn't do this. And that's supposed to be the avatar for the fan in the movie. And I know you know that, but just in case anyone else out there didn't necessarily know that concept, Matt, I think you are the general avatar for our fans. Some are more diehard than others, but you're more of an avatar than I am. One,
sure.
Obviously, I'm not a Packers fan, but the other side of it is that even for the Bears, my watching of games is probably far more on the media side of things now, where I'm always trying to find an angle and what is interesting. And I don't care if the Bears win or lose against Seattle on Thursday. I just want Caleb to continue to look like a guy who shows promise. And he's not Daniels. Daniels shows, looks like a far more polished quarterback, but Caleb's showing a lot for a first-year starter. So that's the only thing I care about. What did you care about, and how long did you watch this game tonight? Or last night, excuse me.
So, unfortunately, I had a dinner date planned as of yesterday, like during our show. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
A couple texts that you're not a part of, and then you're told, like, hey, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
So, perfect. I missed the first half of the football game, but I was intermediately checking on my phone, and I was like, oh, 21 rip. Like, this is amazing. Like, obviously, I checked right after, right at 7:45. I was like, oh, 7 rip. Perfect. Saw that they had the lead. I was like, this should go according to plan. Checked it again, 14-0. I was like, okay, this is essentially over. So that was reassuring. So when I did get home, we turned the game on, and basically we dabbled in the game. Like, it was on in the background. I was checking it occasionally. I was prepping dinner food for today, so getting my chef on in the kitchen, watching the Packer game when I had a moment. Obviously not when I'm slicing anything, so I don't cut my fingers off.
You fall asleep watching that game trying to slice things.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point in that game, you're like, oh, my. This is great.
I mean,
but
I was pretty entertained. The Saints were moving down the field, and I'd be lying to you if part of me wasn't like, I need him to get like a field goal for my prediction to be the most accurate. Like, that's what I was cheering for near the end of that game, was for like accuracy on my prediction. But then, obviously the interception when the Saints were, I think, in or very close to the red zone. They were in scoring range. They're in field goal range for sure. So there's juice behind that. I'm always excited to see the Packers do something good, like get an interception or recover a fumble. So, yeah, I would say I probably watched about a third of the game, maybe a little bit less, maybe a quarter. But again, yeah, they got that lead, and it was just like, yeah, perfect. I don't necessarily need to super dive into this right now because my team is comfortably ahead.
Yeah,
and no stress.
844-770-3776. How much of the game did you watch? Whole thing? I'm a psycho, in parentheses. No. And otherwise, about half the game, a Hamilton, if you will, or did you watch sparingly? Or maybe the sparingly is more the Hamilton, because you could have checked out at halftime. This game was a domination. I mean, just looking at, there are games where teams win by a lot, and the game maybe at some point had opportunities to be in the balance. Mm-hmm. Hey, one thing goes a different team's way, and all of a sudden that game, at least maybe it's a 10-point game or a 14-point win instead of 34-0.
Right.
This game didn't feel like it had any of those moments. It was just a sheer ass-kicking. Obviously, it was a shutout. So Spencer Rattler completes half of his passes. Brutal. One interception, 150 yards. I mean, he was their leading rusher at 28 yards, and Spencer Rattler is not a good rusher.
Right.
And Foster Moreau is their leading receiver with 2. I mean, it was an annihilation. And I know the Saints are bad. That part doesn't even matter. For me, it was just for the Packers. I don't take anything away except for it's good for them that they have a nice, easy game before on Monday night, because it's a little tighter window than when they play the Vikings.
Right.
Now, the Vikings, I don't think that was a tougher game against Seattle, but they have an extra day on the Packers. So I think the Vikings will be as equally kind of fresh and ready to go, and they're at home. Mm-hmm. But the Packers, the last thing they needed, and it wasn't even at all in doubt, was any game where you felt like you had to grind it out or take guys are getting beat up or worn out, and then they carry that into the Minnesota game. You just don't want any of that.
For sure.
They went out and handled their business. Jacobs was amazing. He was the best player on the field again.
That stiff arm inside the 5-yard line. I don't know who it was on the Saints, but just threw him down and almost was able to tiptoe into the end zone. Amazing.
He was. Jordan Love was, fine. It didn't matter. He was 16-28. That's
exactly,
50-60. That's 56% of your passes completed. But
honestly,
it's
kind of on track for what he's been doing. He hasn't completed a ton of those under 30 passes, but they seem to be the right ones right now. You know what I mean? I've made jokes curling. I only shoot 75, but I make the right 75%.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like that's kind of where Jordan's at right now. His completion percentage isn't particularly impressive on the stat book, but it's getting the job done. So I'm not going to really harp too much on the idea that, it was only, 56%.
I'm not harping on it. I was
no, just personally, that's kind of just the vibe I feel from watching the games. It's he doesn't seem like he's as accurate, or they're not getting all the catches. They're not catching every ball he puts up, but they seem to be catching the right ones.
Yeah, I mean, this game was. It
just looked always in control. It never looked like there was what's going on here, and that's why
the worst thing you could say is maybe Jordan wasn't as locked in.
Would have been nice to see a little crisper Jordan Love,
just
but at the same time,
a Jared Goff type game in a domination, which I think that's the next step for Love, who is tracking to have the exact season I said he was going to have, which was hey, we basically repeat the stats from last year,
but it'll be more level.
You didn't have those massive ups and downs,
lows, yeah.
And I guess that's my point. The Packers won 34-0, and statistically, you'd say this was a down one for Love, and it didn't matter,
right?
And so that's important. Last year, Packers had a clunker, and this wasn't a clunker, but Love had a bad game against the Giants, lost it. So that, to me, this is a better football team than last year.
I mean, that was also a Giants on their backup quarterback.
Right. That's what I mean.
Easily a game that you were the Packers should win this one, or maybe even pitch a shutout.
We talked about it earlier in the week that this is kind of mirrors the last year's schedule for the Packers, where they had these games where they were kind of we kind of comped them. Last week was similar to the Bucs game, and this was similar to the Giants game, and this time they're handling their business. And obviously, Minnesota and Chicago are Minnesota and Chicago. There's no similarities to be had there. So Packers handled their business. We are asking you, how much of the game did you watch? Because it was a butt kicking. So Packers are ready for Minnesota. Minnesota, I think, is playing good ball, so there's going to be no excuses for Minnesota if they don't play well in that game. 844-770-3776. You can chime in with how much of the game that you watched. It's also Christmas Eve, and Matt's got some music bugs he wants to talk about and play. And I'm a big, I want to talk about Christmas movies and which one is your favorite. And give us some under-the-radar recommendations. A couple years ago, when I used to do a show with Tarek Stahl and Derek Engler, they told me about Four Christmases. I'd never seen it. They said that was their favorite. Love that one now. That's with Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon, and they bounce around. That's where I've used the line that UFC fighting is human cockfighting. That's Vince Vaughn.
Oh, okay.
Because his idiot brothers, who are definitely Joe Rogan podcast listeners, fight each other in the living room throughout.
Right.
So that. But that's where I took the line from. Was from.
Does this feel targeted, Riley?
Slightly, but that's okay.
That's fine. That's fine. The team at Canopy Wealth Management take time to truly get to know and understand the dynamics of your values, goals, and plans for your financial future. Their local professional team brings over 90 years of collective experience in wealth management industry to the table for the benefit of their clients. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity isn't just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com. Riley, I have been anti-Joe Rogan since he was the worst part of news radio. He was not funny on that TV show News Radio. What
about as a comedian back in the...
Never funny.
What was that TV show he had?
Fear Factor?
Fear Factor, yeah.
That dumb show. Never watched that show. Never thought he was funny as a stand-up comedian. Hated him on News Radio. And I don't watch UFC fighting. So, the guy couldn't miss me. So back into the early 2000s, honestly, you turn on News Radio, I'm like, this guy stinks. He was played like a dumb janitor, which is kind of who he is. And then, he got a podcast. This is Jim, Matt, and Mike, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening live from St. John's, Newfoundland. The Newfies love Jim, Matt, and Molly. 100.5 ESPN Madison.
You're probably being overwhelmed with information about semaglutide, the game-changing FDA-approved weight loss treatment. Jim Rutledge here. I was like you. I didn't know what it was until I saw Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. He can walk you through the benefits. He can tell you if it's right for you, and then you could come up with a plan to change your life with a workout plan and semaglutide. With that plan, I dropped 20% body fat to 10% body fat, and I dropped over 20 pounds of fat and kept my muscle. You can do the same thing. Go see Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health.
Starion Bank redefines local banking in Madison. As a community bank with a commitment to Dane County, experience a banking relationship where your goals are our priority. Enjoy competitive deposit and loan rates and a partnership that thrives on local engagement and support. Starion Bank is more than a full-service financial institution. It's a community pillar dedicated to your prosperity. Visit one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, offering banking, lending, mortgage, and cash management.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly opened Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit condonjeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Come see what the buzz is all about at Madison Axe, Madison's state-of-the-art entertainment spot. Enjoy 8 lanes of axe throwing, craft beer, interactive games, plus digital target projection and scoring. For even more fun, check out their indoor backyard with 2,000 square feet of shuffleboard, cornhole, yard games, bar table games, and more. Perfect for date night, groups, corporate meetings, or private events. Madison Axe is your destination for all things fun. Throw it, nail it, celebrate. Go to MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Breaking news on ESPN Madison is presented by Metro Ford and Metro Kia of Madison. Find the Metro family of auto dealers online or see them in person on the east side of Madison today. Tune into Jim, Matt, and Molly every Friday for Fish Friday. Brought to you by Off-Broadway Draft House, Madison's favorite spot for a Friday fish fry.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel.
Jim,
You're
Matt, and Molly continues live from
cactus.
the
You're
Everlight Solar Studio. This song also can bring us into our movie conversation as well. He's Matt Hamilton. I am Jim Rutledge. Riley Yauch behind the glass. We are presented by Coors Light. We do have a poll question up, and you can chime in on it. 844-770-3776 related to last night's game. How much of the Packers game did you watch last night? All of it, of course. A little note there from Riley. I want to get Riley's thoughts on how much he watched. Checked out a half or sparingly / didn't watch. Right now, 84% of you are sickos. And I use that because I think there's like a Twitter account or social media account that's like college football sickos.
The Sickos Committee.
Yeah, so they watch a lot of like random college football along with traditional college football. And last night was the equivalent that if you're like not a fan of a MAC team and you watch the MAC game, you're like, what are we doing? But Riley's a young man, and your life's different then. You might just fire it up and crack some Coors Light and enjoy the evening. So you can chime in on that, 844-770-3776. Riley, what's your answer to our question?
So actually, it's funny you bring that up because I actually did watch the second half of the famous Idaho Potato Bowl between Northern Illinois and Fresno State. A great game. Went to overtime.
Our guy, Thomas Hammock, former Badger running back coach. Yep.
It was a really fun game. But it was funny. I watched about as much as the famous Idaho Potato Bowl as I did the Packers game last night. I watched the entire first half. I was with some friends at a bar here in Madison. And then once at halftime, it was free darts. So I went and played some darts, had some Coors Lights, and then I needed to walk home. So I missed the entirety of the third quarter walking back home, and then I had to come here. I watched the last bit of the fourth quarter at the station. But you knew the game was over, so I wasn't worried about missing anything big.
Did you at all, I was not, you didn't miss anything. Do you feel like you missed anything?
No, not at all.
You missed an interception.
But I did. I missed the interception, but then I saw it on Twitter.
Emmanuel Wilson touchdown?
I feel like I saw that. How late was that in the game?
That was later in the game.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw that. That was near the end of the fourth quarter. I saw the Malik Willis, the laser beam he threw. That was a good pass. That was fun. But
was that the one to...
That is neat.
Is that Reed and Stride or what?
It was either Wicks or
That
Reed.
is neat.
He did have a good throw. I did see that one as well.
Okay.
But again, I was just checking in.
I don't fault you.
Yeah.
This was not a game that, as I said going into it, there was really nothing
you
to take.
You said something inflammatory coming in here. You were like, do you like blowouts? And you're
I didn't say that on the air.
To me.
Yeah.
And then I was like, kind of interest was piqued by it, and you were saying you would rather watch your team keep someone at an arm's length rather than watch a blowout.
Yeah,
or for your team.
Speaking of blowing our whole topic wad first two segments here, I wanted to get to that one a little bit later, but we can throw it out there, 844-770-3776. We'll post the poll a little bit later so we won't have two polls right on top of each other.
You can't control me.
But obviously, it was this idea, and Riley, you can chime in on this, and also the listeners, 844-770-3776. Like, what is the perfect score for you as a fan? Is it, like, I think ideally it's like a 10-point victory where maybe it gets within a score, but you always feel like you're in control. So there's some drama. There's something to take out of it. You're seeing your players perform under pressure. Diamonds are made under pressure. You want to see some of that. And I likened it to, I'm a Badgers fan, and this was in the media, but when I went to the Big Ten championship game, I think it was the year they had won 7 games. Like, they finished third in the West, but the other two teams, Penn State and Ohio State, one for more obvious reasons than the other, were not allowed to play in Big Ten championship games. So the Badgers played, and they kicked the snot out of Nebraska, but it was so boring. Like, very quickly, yep. I was like, oh my God, it's like 28-0. Like, I might just, if I didn't have a hotel, I'm just gonna go home. Like, it's great, and it was fun at first, but now you're like, there are 3 quarters left, and it is 28-0. What am I doing now? You're just gonna, so at some point it just gets, even as a fan of a team, it gets a little bit boring. So, Riley, I'll let you go first, and then we'll hear from Matt. You can chime in as well, 844-770-3776. What's the perfect margin of victory for you as a fan?
Yeah, that's a tough question. First, I do want to throw some shine on Sadler, a.k.a. Pat McMahon. He watched the whole game, and he loved watching Jason Kelsey dress up as Santa and seeing Scott Van Pelt dress up as an elf, and would love to see Jim and Riley dress up as elves and Matt as Santa. So, just wanted to throw that out there.
I think he just wants to sit on your lap.
Well, maybe.
Exactly.
Maybe.
What for Christmas there?
Right.
Give you his Christmas wish list.
Yeah, but I personally, as a fan, I understand wanting a little bit of drama but a comfortable win. I think there's nothing more satisfying than a good comeback as a fan, because you have the negative emotion of, oh, we're down, oh, this sucks, but then the pure elation when you're able to finish that comeback, and the stress as you inch closer and then finish it off at the end I love that. I love that, and I think that's my ideal game. Like, it doesn't have to be a huge comeback, but maybe down a couple scores.
Kind
and
of
then
like
you march
what Minnesota did, if fans watched it the other night, the other afternoon. But, like, that game was, I think a lot of fans paying attention to it. Minnesota down a touchdown with 4 minutes to go. Mm-hmm. Sam Darnold goes down the field, gives them the lead, and then they hold off Seattle at the end of the game because I think Seattle had to get a touchdown to win it themselves, and they held them off. Like, that was like, there's drama, but you got to see your team perform. Diamonds were made. Like, that's a fun one.
Like this might be a little bit extreme, but the Outback Bowl, Wisconsin versus Auburn back in 2013.
Barry Alvarez's favorite bowl game he coached.
Yeah, like, that was a really, really fun game to watch.
It was back and forth. Melvin Gordon ran for 700 yards. Now, he had a massive game because the quarterback, was that Cohen? I can't remember who the quarterback was.
No, that was, oh my gosh.
Was it Stave? It might have been Stave.
I think it was Stave.
Yeah, did not perform well. We
did
have
Stave
2 or 3
interceptions.
We had Stave on the jump around a week or 2 later after we had Barry and Melvin on talking about that game. And then I just kind of bring up Stave's stat line, and didn't really know how to bring up the fact that, hey, you handed the ball off. Well, you can listen to the Jump Around podcast, Wisconsin On Demand, Apple, Spotify, and those great places.
I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. I don't want to get misinterpreted here that I don't enjoy an exciting game. I'll take a blowout when it's my team every single week. No stress. First 2 scores on the board, your team, perfect. I can.
Do you nap then, like, when this is, like, let's say a normal Sunday, like, you're just around?
Normal Sunday where I'm around and home, I'm oftentimes trying to watch it with friends or something. So,
well, I'm saying, like, you're just at home. Like, let's just say you're not watching with friends or anything.
Well, then I get to, do something. I get, so as a lot of, at least our really dedicated listeners know, I have a football TV and then, another TV in my living room. And I can just either turn something else on the other TV and still have the football game running. Maybe it's play video games. Maybe I go in the kitchen and whip something up for dinner, decide, hey, you know what? I got enough time now because the Packers have such a healthy lead. I can make an elaborate Sunday dinner and hang out in the kitchen and watch the game still. So I'm a big fan of being very carefree about my football games. Save the tight games for, I can watch, I'm fine watching other teams duke it out in slugfests back and forth, lead changes, 5 times a game. Like, I don't want that for my Packers or the Badgers, Bucks or Brewers. Like, any of them.
Like,
I'd rather them
victory
just.
feels pretty comfortable, though, right? Throughout?
I mean, sure, but like.
Don't you get
It's
bored
nice
just
to
watching?
not have to worry about it at all. No, because at the end of the day, all I want is the Packers to win the game, because if I get my way, we're going to get a Super Bowl. And so, right? If I get my way every Sunday or every day that I'm like, man, I sure hope the Packers blow out the other team, like, it's comfortable. Sure, I understand the drama, and it's more of like hindsight when the Packers make a great comeback. That's a great game. If we're going into a game, give me blowouts. If I know we're gonna get the win, sure, we can have a tight one. But like, if we're going into a game, I'm like, just don't even let me stress about it.
See,
just early scores.
That's fair, but what about a big game like the Packers Super Bowl win, where they needed the big Clay Matthews forced fumble and the comeback
again,
and the defensive stop?
Hindsight, awesome.
But
if you'd have asked me pregame, hey Matt, what do you want to see happen? I'm like, Packers beat the Steelers 100-0.
Okay.
That's what I want. Super
disagree.
Bowl record.
Guess history.
And so that's just my like feeling on it. It's just like, I want that. I want to not have to sit there, bite my nails, and like be nervous about something.
But you don't want to be entertained, because that's
There's
not entertaining.
plenty of other things that are entertaining that you can do. I first and foremost want my team to win all the games, and blowouts tend to be wins.
That's wild to me.
Okay, I don't think it's that crazy. It's like the blowout's the guaranteed win. If they're gonna win, I can accept a tight game. But there's no like, you don't know they're gonna win in a close one.
Boring. I would imagine, and I can't speak to this for sure, but don't blowouts get boring? Like this year, the last time the Bears won, it was a blowout. But I wasn't bored because my team never blows anyone out. And so I was like, okay, this is great. That was the and it was on national TV. It was the morning game. And I was like, you know what, this is fun. But I would imagine if there was again, I don't know because my team stinks. But after a while, if I had to see a few more, even at the end of that game, I was like, okay, this was fun, but like maybe just sit Caleb down.
Fair.
I don't want anyone to get hurt.
So-
So at some point I was already bored in that one. And then again, for the Badgers, the Badgers fan, I don't see a lot of these either anymore. It's just like, okay, like when Bielema was here putting up like 71 on a team, it's like, all right, can we just kneel and just run the clock down instead? Like, let's just get this over with. Like those games where you knew you were going to win by a lot, they were the least juice to go to. Like that, the Badgers are probably the best kind.
And I get that.
Yeah, like what game was more exciting? The Badgers losing 16-13 to Oregon, or them beating Purdue like 56-7?
Oh yeah, that's a great point. That game was the
Exciting? You're right. It's
Exciting,
the Oregon
yeah.
game.
the more fun game.
Which one was I more happier about? The Purdue game.
Yeah, okay, but I get what you're saying.
Hey,
But when
here's the
I
thing.
went to that game, I was at both those. Or no, I wasn't at the Purdue was on the road, right?
Yep.
No, Purdue was here.
Purdue was
was it
here.
really?
Yeah,
So
Tretch had the long touchdown.
God, I was
reception.
at that game too, and I don't even remember what. Like that's how boring that game
It was so forgettable.
Yes, but the Oregon game was amazing. It was such an awesome atmosphere, and it took you until about 10 minutes ago in the fourth quarter before that game was done. Like it was like, we have a chance. This could happen. Shock the world, and you had that moment of being involved, which also just from a fan
Even
perspective.
later than that, didn't we get like
I mean,
a good
technically,
stop?
with just a couple minutes left, Braden Locke had a chance to
Yeah.
lead
Yeah.
the team down the field, but no one was really confident in that.
I forgot what the score.
Once
I
we
think
gave up the lead?
It was
Yeah.
what Oregon got. It was fourth and something. I think shortly after the fourth quarter.
The first play of the fourth quarter,
Yes.
I think, and that was when you're like, yep.
They picked up a fourth down,
Yeah.
and then they scored in that drive, and I was like, that's probably it. I told myself I could honestly leave, but the nice thing was the fans were in it, so you got all the songs. Everyone was going nuts. It was night. Everything. It was just electric, and Purdue was not. I guess it was actually forgettable because I was at that game and I barely remember anything.
Okay, so this might be part of what plays into my decision making here. When I'm curling, I want to beat the snot out of the other
of
teams,
course.
right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Like
Yep.
when I'm playing, because it's stressful to be a part of tight
Yes.
games, right?
Oh,
So
yeah,
I think
absolutely.
maybe I carry some of that because I'm such a wee guy when it comes to football and basketball, like the Packers, the Brewers, the Bucks, and the Badgers. Like, we've got a game tonight. I hope we win. You know what I mean? So maybe that's kind of where that mentality comes from a little bit. Because also the best part about curling, and I think a lot of other sports could learn from it, when you see the writing on the wall and you're going to lose, you can just quit. Be like, you know what? Wasn't our day. Quit early. It would be, that Purdue game could have been done at halftime.
Yep.
The other team just like walks out at halftime and be like, yeah, wasn't our day. Hands out, shake them up.
So that's actually a thing in curling? Like if you're getting smoked, they can just be like, we're done.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
I mean, technically, because there's you can only score 8 points in an end or an inning. Some teams will keep playing, but like once they're mathematically eliminated, I can just like leave. I don't even have to. They can stay out there as long as they want, but yeah, it's kind of the best part. Yeah, you can quit early when you just know that it's not your day and you're getting beat.
Matt, tell us about Revive Restoration.
Well, Revive Restoration is fantastic. They were able to fix up my gym. They helped my friend Phil with his flooded basement, flooded on a Sunday, fixed by Tuesday. That's because he used the 24/7, 365 hotline on their website, revivepros.com. You can find that at revivepros.com and the whole gamut of things that they can do for you, whether it's mold remediation, fixing flood damage, water remediation, smoke remediation, and a whole lot more. Check that out at revivepros.com.
Oh, you used Gambit. I like
Gambit,
it.
I know. After I was
those
corrected.
Those who listen to the show regularly have used Gambit. I was giving you a little clap or a little golf clap for Gambit.
Appreciate it. I've revived my Revive read.
There you go.
Thanks to my own brain. But Revive can help you guys too. So check out revivepros.com, or you can call Revive Restoration and tell them Jim, Matt, and Molly sent you.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are going to what are we doing next? We got something fun coming up. We have Green and Gold Blind Rankings next.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Remember that first paycheck when you started working all those years ago? You were finally out on your own, earning money. You looked at the net amount and thought, whoa, what happened here? It can be this way with your retirement accounts. You know how much you've saved, but if you haven't planned for Uncle Sam, you could come up short in retirement. Don't let that happen. Set up a visit or a 15-minute phone meeting with Christian Finfrock, the Madison Money Guy, and his team at Retirement Income Strategies. Call 608-208-6890. That's 608-208-6890 for Christian Finfrock, the Madison Money Guy, and Retirement Income Strategies.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Talk Badger sports year-round with the Jump Around podcast.
The one thing I learned from Coach Alvarez is the plan to win.
Tune in for the Top Badgers conversations every week, featuring special guests with Wisconsin players, coaches, and more.
In my mind, a lot of the alumni mind, kickoff starts now. Everything we do between now and August 30th, 2025, we're determined where we go as a program.
The Jump Around, brought to you by Game Day Men's Health Middleton. Streaming live every Thursday on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel and available wherever you get your podcasts. Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
What is this?
Nice.
Classic.
Matt, do you want to tell everyone what is?
I mean, this is just probably the best Christmas song out there, is all. It's my favorite Christmas song.
Okay, there's a difference.
Which is why I say it's the best out there ever, because my opinion is the right opinion.
What are you, Jim
In
Rutledge?
my opinion.
He is Matt Hamilton. I am Jim Rutledge. We're live from the Everlight Solar Studio, 844-770-3776. Riley Yauch behind the glass, and we have a poll question up that we'll get to right now. You can get to the show, 844-770-3776. You can see us on YouTube. You can see Matt's Let's Get Baked shirt. I realize I only have one holiday sweatshirt sort of thing, a sweater, so I'm going to wear that tomorrow. So today I just wore kind of generic Patagonia. But it's a little bit...
It's got a pine tree on it.
Yeah, and I thought the color is a little bit... sometimes this orange makes its way into Christmas sort of things. I have...
sometimes orange gets into
orange
Christmas.
is a color, and
Christmas is colorful.
Yeah,
sure,
like,
Jimmy.
I've seen lights in front of houses where every 10th light is orange.
Yeah, see, Riley's got it. So
when he played the Grinch, I was like, this is so perfect for you because you were so a little behind the curtains thing. When I wanted to, I was like, oh, let's get every one of the show's favorite Christmas song and we'll play that coming in and out of break. And Jim's like, that is so cliche. It's like, of course it is, Jim, but it's Christmas Eve. This is the day to do it. We're not doing it all month.
Let me pull that curtain all the way. Two things. One, it is the classic, with all due respect to Riley and Alex G. It's the classic, hey, the people on the come up are doing a show and they're going to do a goofy fun show and they're going to do the Christmas. That's the show. We are above that. That's kind of it.
I am not above that.
And then the other part of it was, obviously, Riley, I would expect that show and be flabbergasted if you didn't do that show as someone who normally these, apparently nobody works around here except for you and I, Matt, and that's and Riley, obviously. That's very weird for me to say that you're here with me.
I know. Hardest working man in radio.
Yeah, Jesse Nelson. Is he still a part of ESPN Madison? I don't know.
I haven't seen him for a while. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So, anyways, you and I are working today, and normally this is often a spot for Riley or G or anyone else trying to work their way up. John Audius and others. John's obviously pretty established, but he could have popped in and done some things too. So here we are, but that's the show they do. But pulling back curtain is honestly, I'm going to be full disclosure. It's holiday season, a little Festivus. I have not seen you so forward, taking the bull by the reins, sort of I am ready.
Taking the bull by the reins.
Yeah.
Classic phrase.
Right, by the horns, whatever it is. But you were ready for today's show. You're give me your play. I'm
Yeah.
I can't get you to do anything like that at all when it comes to like Packers prep or like a sports topic. So that definitely,
I'm just
that's
excited
stuck
to
in my
watch.
craw. It's like Matt all of a sudden is like, I'm the leader on this. Let me do all this for you.
Yeah.
I got all the research locked up.
So what would you do? Even if you're not like thrilled about it, you don't just say,
I'm
pass.
I'm pass.
No.
What songs do you guys like? Jim responds, pass. Like what?
Got to
a
try and
Grinch.
find a song named Pass.
What a Grinch.
Jim,
no,
now
you already played his song.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
the
But Jim,
Grinch.
you said you like Christmas music,
Yeah.
but you don't like the cliche. So what is your favorite Christmas song?
Well, I don't like the cliche of doing the show of favorite Christmas songs. So, and the other part of it is like this year, I would say right after Thanksgiving, especially my youngest, but everyone, like we made a Christmas playlist together. We've been playing it. I'm also just Christmas music out. And I'm like, and normally, like I almost get into it late. This year I got into so early that I was like, I'm kind of cooked on, and we listen to a ton. I mean, this thing's probably got 40 songs every time I put Noel to bed, and I put her to bed every night. We'd listen to 3 Christmas songs. We listen in the car everywhere. So I've heard hundreds of Christmas songs. I mean, not all new ones, but I would say Christmas in Hollis is great. That's from Run DMC.
Okay.
That is a classic Christmas song from the movie, the famous Christmas movie Die Hard. And then, yes, and then you have Silent Night by the Temptations, which
That's
is
a really good one.
Yes, that one is
Good one.
really, really good. I kind of enjoy. I'm trying to, like, Jason Kelsey put one out this year, so newer one is Stevie Nicks. I'll give you the name of it, but he put one out that was actually number 1 on the charts for a little bit, the raising money for a children's hospital, and so I enjoyed that one. He's got that, he sings exactly how you think he would sing. But they've done that now 2 years in a row. Travis has been on something. They put out a Christmas album, raise money for different places. What's the Elvis Blue Christmas? Mm-hmm. That's a classic. That's probably the ones that popped in my head. I do like some of the, like from Home Alone, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
Yep.
I don't know who sings that.
Brenda Lee, I believe. Yep.
So like
my friend Chris also, we had listened to it before the show. My friend Chris on my curling team sent me MF Doom and Cookin' Soul Doom Christmas.
Yes,
Doom
I don't know-
Xmas.
I don't know what is that?
And it's a tape. Like this is back from like the 90s, probably like late 80s, probably. MF Doom.
I just know MF Doom has the cool mask.
Have you guys?
That's absolutely right.
I want to get into the movie side of things since Packers is really people aren't really pulsed on them. But
I mean, we said it
Spirited-
yesterday.
Spirited.
Just saw that for the first time last year.
Yeah, so
Pretty good.
that was on that's on Apple Plus. So I like Good Afternoon. I don't know if that's necessarily a Christmas song, but in the movie, it's the idea of back with when Scrooge
Now
was
I
the main
remember.
character. Good Afternoon is basically a massive swear word, and
Okay.
so the whole song is like, go ahead and just let Good Afternoon rip. We should add that to the show. That anytime someone's chiming in, because we are in the afternoons too, like,
Yeah.
hey, Good Afternoon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
okay.
like,
I see where
there's
your
an
head's at.
old timey song there. Do you guys consider?
So it's like saying "Bless your heart" in the South.
I don't know. It's more like saying "bleep you." Like,
Yeah, but like down in the
bless
South.
your heart is more of like, isn't that more like sarcastic? Like, oh, you're dumb.
Yeah, kinda.
No, Good Afternoon is like, I'm giving you the bird.
Ah, okay.
So there, Little Saint Nick. Mine are probably tied to movies. So Little Saint Nick from the Beach Boys, but I'm saying some of the other ones from Christmas Vacation, including the Christmas Vacation theme song is another good one there too.
Yeah.
So I Run Rudolph. Santa Claus is Coming to Town by Bruce Springsteen though.
Okay.
I like specific artists singing specific songs is how I would break it down. So I have a playlist here, but those are some of the ones. Oh, and Tyler the Creator, You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch is pretty good.
I haven't
is
heard
that from
rendition.
the Illumination
Yeah.
movie? Yep.
Yeah, my girls, that's their favorite Grinch movie. And I wanted to ask that as well. What is your favorite Grinch movie? We can do all that. Let's
Grinch
do it.
movie in particular?
Yeah, there's mainly
Yeah,
3.
there's like 3. That's what I mean.
But I'm curious
Yeah.
which one is popular. I mean, there's the
Okay.
classics.
Which is the best?
Well, which one's the classic to you, though?
The cartoon.
Okay. The Jim Carrey one, I think, is going to do very well. But then this
A lot of people like Jim Carrey.
the new one
Wow.
with, I forget who the actor is.
Benedict Cumberbatch, I believe.
There you go. You are right. Yes.
I don't even think I've seen that one, but I do.
That
I do
one-
like Benedict Cumberbatch.
That did really well in the theaters. My kids absolutely love that one, and I enjoy it. It's a little so there's a little twist to it. But let's try to stay a little on track. Let's quickly do green and gold blind rankings.
We all saw the game.
I know what I saw.
I know, I saw.
Now, we gotta pull back the green and gold blinders
All right, then. Keep your secrets.
Time for the Green and Gold Blind Rankings.
Alrighty. You guys know how this game works. Going to give you 3 names, and you're not going to know who I'm going to say, and you're going to rank them. So let's start with number 1. Green and Gold Blind Power Ranking, Zane Anderson. 1, 2, or 3?
He's the one that had the pick.
Yeah, I know.
And it's his first pick of his NFL career.
So we got good, meh, and bad. We gotta give him the good, right?
I mean, if he says Josh Jacobs next, then...
But for Jacobs, like, we're counting... There's a lot we could... Like, Jacobs, we could say meh, because by his standards, it was bad.
What else did Anderson do that game?
But I guess I look at it like this. For that game, to me, the biggest takeaways were cool stories like Anderson. Like, the game was pointless, but so Anderson gets a pick, and that was neat. So that's why I went with a good. Jacobs, 60-some yards, 69 yards, and touchdown?
Mm-hmm. 69 yards and touchdown for Jacobs.
Not like...
Okay, I'll give it to you. I'm seeing, 2 solo
can't give
tackles,
it to Love.
3.
Can't give it to Reed.
He had 2... Yeah, let's go good.
Let's go with good there.
Alrighty, Zane Anderson at good. Number 2, Edgerrin Cooper.
Meh? I don't...
10 tackles.
I mean, he had 10 tackles, 8 solo, 1 tackle for loss.
But that's the position. That's a meh.
Okay.
That's just what you're going to do there.
All right. I mean, I can't call that bad, so for sure it's good.
Alrighty. Edgerrin Cooper.
If he drops like someone like Josh Jacobs, I'm going to be upset.
Edgerrin Cooper at meh. And last but certainly not least, Josh Jacobs.
You can't plant that for him.
I
know.
I was going to do Josh Jacobs second, actually, and then you said, I swear if he does Josh Jacobs second. So I pivoted to move him to third.
Okay, all right.
So he's bad, I guess. 69 yards and a touchdown, bad.
He wasn't bad, but at the same time, like, he didn't reach his expectations.
The bright side, I mean, because they pulled him,
right.
They let other people run the ball.
Hey, if you're a fantasy football owner, it was bad.
Yeah, I had a lot of people really banking on a lot of Josh Jacobs points tonight.
Yeah, I had some friends who were running the prize picks, and I'm pretty sure Jacobs' line was around 76 yards, and they were not pleased.
I think
my buddy had a parlay, and he needed 2 tutties out of Josh Jacobs. I'm like, man, all 3 running backs got tutties, and that's unfortunate.
Well, Jacobs was close. I mean, they gave Love the touchdown, basically, the Packers. Like, who wants it? Because Jacobs got knocked out of bounds the 1 after his big stiff arm. Yeah, so he was right there. Obviously not bad, but if you're a fantasy football owner, you could spin it to bad because that was disappointing.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
We can put a little caveat. We'll make up our own little caveat on it. Fantasy football.
I think we did okay.
The only fantasy football owners that had it worse than Jacobs. Do you know how I'm going there?
No.
Oh, Jalen Hurts.
Oh, yeah.
That was
stud.
me.
He's a stud, and he missed the whole game.
Yep.
4.5 points, I think, for Jalen Hurts, who's not ideal.
No, that's a kick in the shins.
Yeah.
That's a good afternoon, is what that is. Yeah, a kick in the Dickens. Charles Dickens.
Charles Dickens.
Writer of Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to...
Juggernauts?
We will talk more Packers if you want.
Christmas movies.
We go, but otherwise we're going to turn to Christmas movies. And I'll tell you right now, Ben and Madison, we've got more text already on the movies question than we did the Packers. So we gave it a college try. You can still chime in on the Packers, but we'll take a break here. But Ben and Madison says the Jim Carrey version for sure on The Best Grinch.
No way. Really?
This is a little bit spicier topic than I think you're willing to admit. All right, it's Jim, Matt, and Molly presented by Coors Light.
You're listening live from St. John's, Newfoundland. The Newfies love Jim, Matt, and Molly. 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by The Jump Around. Don't miss new episodes of this exclusive digital show talking all things Wisconsin sports, premiering every Thursday at 12:30, streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. College football playoff round 1 in the books. The 12-team format, a new change compared to when Barry Alvarez sat on the original selection committee. Coach pulling back the curtain on that process.
If you lobbied, you were basically shut out. I thought it was very professional. I thought the people were prepared, but I thought it was really managed well. Everybody voiced their opinion, and then consensus led us to decisions.
The Great Dane Huddle with Barry Alvarez, streaming Monday nights at 6 on ESPN Madison's YouTube channel.
If you're not getting windows from Santa, get as low as $19 per window and $81 per patio door per month. HellaWI.com.
Unwrap exceptional offers during the Season of Audi sales event. Get financing as low as 1.9% APR on select new 2024 Audi models. Save $7,500 on select Audi EVs with the AFS EV lease bonus and an additional $1,500 with the Season of Audi customer credit. Offer subject to credit approval through Audi Financial Services. See dealer for details. Offer ends January 2nd. You'll find an excellent selection of new and certified pre-owned Audis at Audi Madison. Check out AudiMadison.com or stop in and test drive at Audi Madison today. Off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
Monday nights this football season, huddle up for the Great Dane Huddle, driven by Janesville Kia.
The fact that there aren't any quarterbacks on campus. So they're going to come in with whoever else we sign, and they're starting on the same level. They're not coming in against somebody that knows the playbook. And I'm sure the coaches are telling them, we're going to play the best guy. So if you're not afraid to compete, come on in.
The Great Dane Huddle, driven by Janesville Kia. Mondays at 6 on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Hey, it's John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. Come in and discover the high standards, classic traditions, honesty, integrity, and elegance when you walk through our doors. For over 90 years, customers have returned again and again to our warm boutique setting. Trust me, because I've been there for over 40 of them. Whether it's time to come back or your first time in, stop by Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street today. Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Oh, well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
If you can't have a polite and civil exchange with someone when you're getting your coffee, you need time in social jail. You need to serve maybe 30 minutes, an hour. This needs to be on your record. We need to have different records that are attached to us as humans. One of them needs to be, can you behave correctly in public?
Unsportsmanlike, weekdays from 5 to 9 on 100.5 ESPN.
ESPN Madison is on Wisconsin Sports. Catch what you missed on the Varsity Podcast on Wisconsin On Demand, brought to you by Game Day Men's Health Middleton. Keep your performance up and on track in all areas of your life with Game Day Men's Health. Check them out at GameDayMen'sHealth.com/Middleton.
The High Life Dive Bar of the Week on Jim, Matt, and Molly is brought to you by Miller High Life. Celebrate local dives with the champagne of beers. Miller High Life.
Like giving a man a kick in the pantaloon. Out to little words, they totally change the tune.
Good afternoon, Matt Hamilton.
Good afternoon to you too, Jim.
He is Matt Hamilton. I am Jim Rutledge. Riley Gallup pulling the music from the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light. You can chime in on the Packers. How much of the game did you watch, and what's your perfect score differential in a game? Matt wants blowouts. Riley likes to come from behind victory, and I'm kind of more of that, hey, just keep it arm's length, and that'll be a very entertaining game where a little bit of drama, but nothing too crazy there. And Matt, we also are jumping a little bit into the movie side of things here.
Yeah.
But I want to, before we do that, look, it's Christmas Eve. You still got time. You can go to Chalmers. Just do like a point and click. Like, hey, I want that. And they'll wrap it up for you. Point and wrap. Like, just go over there. Get some earrings. You could do the Tauscher where he got earrings for his wife and his daughter, and then they get to wear them together, and his daughter feels special, and they have that moment forever. Mm-hmm. And that's what Chalmers kind of excels at, is those forever moments. And they are family-owned, they're locally owned, and they are a custom jeweler in Madison and in Middleton. Check out Chalmers Jewelers. And before we go to break, I want to get somewhere back on clock here. Do you know so you know nothing about the movie Scrooged on Apple?
No.
All right, so it stars Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell. So I'm assuming you're in?
Yeah.
And it's a musical, and they do fine at it.
I'm fine with most musicals.
Yeah, so I would highly recommend it. I did put out on my social media as well, what's your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh.
Scrooged came in there, which is, have you seen Scrooged before?
I don't think so.
It is a. Have you seen Scrooge?
I have.
Yeah,
Yes.
It is a Bill Murray vehicle, which I'm automatically in on. But it's Christmas Carol. Takes place in the late '80s, early '90s. So it's like that era Christmas Carol.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
Maybe I have seen it then.
It's been around for a while.
Right.
Yeah. So that's a good
I
one.
might have seen it. I'm a big fan of Bill Murray.
So we are also asking you.
I tend to stick to the classics though on Christmas, just because like my mom has to watch A Christmas Story, has to watch A Christmas Carol,
Yeah.
It's all.
But Christmas Carol, Scrooge, it's the same story. Good.
Totally.
And Spirit
Totally,
is the same story.
When I was a kid, I used to love the Muppet. Christmas Carol.
Pablo's favorite, The Muppet Christmas Carol.
It's good. It's really good.
I would have to say, and I want to get favorites on the other side, but I want to ask this question, and we'll put it out there, 844-770-3776. We will post this at Jim, Matt, and Molly. What's the best Grinch? Animated? Classic animated, modern animated, or Jim Carrey? 844-770-3776.
I think so.
Those are only three that count. I mean, there might be other ones, but I mean, I'm sure anyone can kind of. I feel like that story's been around forever, so it doesn't really hold any legal fees. So probably anyone can do it. But those are the three most known. Riley, you can kind of, if you want to clean up a little bit on social. No, if you want to clean up a little bit on social, but Jim Carrey, Benedict Cumberbatch, but I don't know who the actor was on the first one. So I would just say original, classic animation, modern animation, or Jim Carrey. 844-770-3776. I'm gonna be honest. Kind of just over the other two, the classic animation and the Jim Carrey. My wife's probably her favorite is the animated Jim Carrey one. The Jim Carrey one. And I grew up watching the animated one, the classic, and I kind of just seen those way too many times that if I'm going to watch one and I'm kind of over the story at this point, I'm a Scrooge about the movie Scrooge. I get it. All right, his heart's too small, grows big, but at least
don't ruin the movie. Spoilers.
Spoilers for the Grinch.
But I would say, and it's not Dr. Seuss's best work. The Lorax, maybe, probably. I don't know.
I mean, that one's sad. The Lorax is great, but it's sad.
It ends well.
Yeah.
Whatever this is. What am I talking about now? It's not
Grinch?
Scrooge. The Grinch.
The Grinch. Oh my gosh.
That one's sad too, though.
I mean,
same level. Like Lorax has. Lorax is really devastating on many levels, but then it comes around, and obviously this same thing. The Grinch.
Yeah.
I mean,
also a bad
steals
message.
Christmas.
Like if your heart grows 3 sizes in a day, go to the doctor.
Yeah, you're dead.
You're not going sledding down a hill at Christmas, okay?
Yeah, slide your corpse. Slide your corpse
getting any hoo hash that night.
Yeah. That sounded dirty.
Well,
it's part of the book.
It is.
And the movies.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to take your favorite Christmas movies on the other side. But it is Christmas Eve, so we're going to give away a case of High Life. Caller number 3, 844-770-3776.
Come on, it's Christmas Eve. How about 24?
I don't be honest. I don't know if 24 callers are out there. 844-770-3776. Caller number 3. In honor of the 3 wise men. 844-770-3776. Matt's a stickler for themes.
Yeah, I love it.
That's
I love
what
a
came
good
to
theme.
mind. Yeah. 844-770-3776. Caller number 3 gets a case of High Life. As it was intended.
As it was intended.
Did they not bring High Life over?
That's one of the wise men gifts?
Yeah.
Is Coors or Miller High Life, is it closer to frankincense, gold, or myrrh?
Probably
Gold.
Gold is.
It's
the
gold.
color. It's the color of gold.
Yeah, that's gold. Bring gold to Christmas.
There you go.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and lease a 2025 Honda HR-V LX all-wheel drive for as low as $165 per month. Or browse the vehicle selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda.
Step into nostalgia with the Miller High Life Dive Bar of the Week. Listen to Jim, Matt, and Molly every Thursday to find out where you can enjoy $2 Miller High Lifes and High Life Lights. To celebrate our love for dive bars, we are going to tell you about some of our favorites, featuring one extra special dive bar that will have $2 High Lifes on special for the week. Taste the champagne of beer in its natural environment. a delightfully different dive bar in Wisconsin like Jerry's Place, the Nitty Gritty in Sun Prairie, Whatever Bar, and Sportsman Bar and Grill.
It started with a prediction.
Go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Strofe. The holidays are here, and there is no better way to celebrate than with the delicious brandy or whiskey from Door County Distillery. It's the holidays. People are coming over. You're mixing up old fashions. No better way to do it than with the cherry brandy from Door County Distillery, made with local Door County cherries, or the 27-time gold medal award-winning single malt whiskey. No matter if you want your brandy old-fashioned or your whiskey old-fashioned, everybody's pleased with Door County Distillery. DoorCountyDistillery.com.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow. Oh.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other.
It's Murr.
I'm the fly from It's Mr. It's kind of a roller coaster. Sports is a roller coaster.
Matt, the sports fan version of Matt is way more relatable than the sports fan version of Jim Rutledge or me. You're thinking like a radio host, which means a hardcore radio and sports person. Matt's thinking like somebody that has a job doing something else that also likes sports.
That's Matt's whole charm.
Yeah.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. No Molly Brown. Matt Hamilton, Jim Rutledge with you. We are live from the Everlight Solar Studio. You can see us on the ESPN Madison's YouTube page. You can follow us at Jim, Matt, and Molly. You can listen back to today's show or any shows, Wisconsin On Demand, Apple, Spotify, any of those great places. Riley Yauk behind the glass. Who won some High Life?
That would be Captain Caveman, big fan of the show, also known as John and Madison.
All right.
His favorite Grinch movie is the classic animation. He said he had a crush on Cindy Lou Who as a child.
All right. He was a child, too.
I know. That's not the weird part. Not that this part's weird, too, but animation.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's getting more and more popular, Jim.
Weirdo. Whoa. Matt is weird.
Okay.
Not,
it's weirder to not be into anything. I'm a nut.
I won't yuck anyone's yum.
Yeah, there you go.
770-3776. Yeah, that's not an answer I was expecting, but should we do what animated character you have? No, I'm kidding. I do not want to know, Robin Madison or Ryan, our psychedelic advisor, what animated characters you had a crush on.
I mean, someone had mentioned Lola Bunny the other day on like KBN. I think Brad Norman might have said he had a crush on Lola Bunny.
That's one of their liners. So you'll hear consistently if you listen to KBN every few segments the outro liner of them talking about Lola Bunny and understanding why Bugs Bunny was so attracted to Lola Bunny. It's a fascinating little clip.
Anyway, we can move on from that.
We can, and we'll try. I want to hear. So basically, give me your favorite Christmas movie. But honestly, I'm okay if you go a little Hamilton and go a little obscure. Like, give me something that's a little off the beaten path because I like watching movies. I've seen a lot of Christmas movies. And we watch them kind of over the month, and then we'll finish it up in January. So there's still some ones to watch that we haven't seen, and so. But adding a few more, I think, to the cash, it'd be okay. 844-770-3776. I also want to we have the question: how much of the game last night did you watch? It's kind of really. I just want to know how hardcore you are. Just because, like, good for you if you watch the whole thing. I think most fans kind of take it come and go. Kind of you have it on, but you're doing other stuff. That's why Matt did it last night. Same basically with Riley. But a lot of sickos out there watch the thing start to finish.
Mostly sickos.
Yeah, so far. I mean, I guess if you are calling in the show and you're on social media on Christmas Eve, you might just be really into sports, which is good for you. We appreciate it. So I also saw this, and I want to hit the movie stuff too. And I'm almost more curious Riley's thoughts on this because Matt seems to hate this person, and mainly because Aaron Rodgers doesn't like him. But Chase Daniel, who does stuff now for, I believe, Yahoo Sports, former NFL quarterback, Chiefs, Bears, a couple other teams, and he put this out. He said, people don't realize that Mike McCarthy is actually a free agent and can sign anywhere. Are we sure he wants to go back to Dallas? So first, let me ask you that question. Do you think Mike McCarthy wants to go back to Dallas?
I would say no. I don't know why he would want to deal with Jerry Jones, who's constantly questioning his decision-making from his nice suite up at AT&T Stadium. And then this past week, after they get a nice win over the Buccaneers, he's praising him. I don't know how any head coach works for Jerry Jones and works for the Dallas Cowboys. If I'm Mike McCarthy, I'm getting out of there stat, getting somewhere where he can relax a little bit more, probably have more of his thumbprint on the team and not get second-guessed constantly.
Right.
So, yeah, if I'm Mike McCarthy, I certainly don't want to come back to the Cowboys. He's seen the writing on the wall. He knows he's not getting an offer back unless it's a low ball. So, like, everyone knows he's a lame duck.
He
right
is
now.
61 years old, and he inherited his first year at Dallas. He was 6-10, and then he went 12-5, 12-5, 12-5, and this year he's 7-8. Very well could finish 9-8. 8-9, like it's going to be respectable with no Dak. Really to be able to pull out. And I feel like in 2020, Dak missed a lot of time too with him. I feel like the years he had Dak all the way through, 3 straight years of 12 wins is nothing to sneeze at. Matt,
I mean,
if you,
it just kind of depends what Mike McCarthy's goals are. You'd think for most coaches, it's win another Super Bowl, but like Dallas has the talent on that team. Like, you have a good team, and if being on a good team that gives you a shot at winning the Super Bowl, but you can make those concessions, like, you're gonna make your money. Like, if he's just like, I want to be comfortable, I want my generations after me to be comfortable.
Well, I think it's a Jerry Jones thing. Like,
right,
do you want to deal with that?
Yeah, and again, like, it's what are you willing to deal with? Like, you could. What if you went to the Jets?
What if you went to?
You know what I mean? Like, or like a team that.
So can I finish the thought from Chase Daniel?
Yeah.
The Chicago Bears should be lurking around. It may sound crazy, but hear me out. He knows the division, develops QBs almost better than anyone, and is a leader of men, which is something the Chicago Bears have said that they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a better job than Dallas.
Totally. But there's pieces in place there. And that's why, like, I wouldn't necessarily want to go to any other team just to avoid Jerry Jones. It's like,
but that's not that's not any other team thing. Like, Chicago could be. Ben
how
Johnson's
would you feel about that?
I would actually. He might be my number 2 if he's available.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's guys like Tomlin. There's Steelers fans who are like, oh look, they're going to fall short again. They're not going to make a playoff run.
Was it Flores for the Vikings? Is he going to be available?
Yeah, I'm not really in on him because of the.
Come on, classic Bears.
Oh, I'm
defense.
fine with it. You're right. I agree with that. But he basically, and he's apologized, and maybe he's overcome it. But Tua was like, hey, playing for Flores was like the worst 2 years of my life.
Right.
Like, he just did not at all coach me up and basically told me I was trash every day. And Flores has acknowledged that and been like, yeah, I screwed that up. But so he'll get another chance. I don't know if I want that.
Right.
Here's where I look at it. Ben Johnson, Detroit. But then I would take McCarthy over Vrabel. McCarthy's an offensive guy and has a presence.
Right.
But here's the other part of it, and this is why I want to tie it back to the show. That adds juice to the rivalry, right?
I would think so.
No, I don't think Packer fans hate Mike McCarthy.
No, but I
do think
they don't want to lose to him.
If Mike McCarthy came in and the Bears won 9 games next year and are given and split versus the Packers, it's automatically back.
No splits.
Yeah, I think as much as
that's
Packers
the most realistic
fans...
positive outcome if McCarthy showed up in year 1. Would be a split in like 9-7.
Yeah, I think as much as Packers fans respect Mike McCarthy and will always appreciate him for bringing the Super Bowl, I mean, there's Mike McCarthy way up right by Lambeau Field.
I know, like, how juicy is that?
Like, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. People would.
And Tausch's put it out there, too, earlier. Tausch would be first and foremost on this, on Wildy and Tausch. He threw out, when the Bears let Eberflus go, that McCarthy could be a guy to watch.
Yeah.
People
learn to
61,
hate him.
he's not that old. He seems to carry himself better than, I mean, obviously, Belichick's 74. Or 72
old coaches like Andy
true, and
Reid's
61's
getting up
really
there.
not that old.
Pete Carroll was
Well,
what
and
when he left?
McCarthy
like
could
80.
be Reid. Like McCarthy, you could compare Dak to more of Donovan McNabb.
Okay.
And so when Reid got Mahomes, it unlocked so much more for him. And Reid was viewed as a McCarthy-type coach. Honestly, they were viewed as peers. McCarthy had to win a Super Bowl. Reid got to a Super Bowl with Philly and McNabb. He won a lot of NFC East titles, got to, I think, 2 NFC Championship games, won one of them, lost the Super Bowl to New England, I believe, and people got like, I don't know what Andy Reid is. And then he went to Kansas City, won a little bit with Alex Smith, and then got Mahomes, and then lifted it to this God status.
Yeah,
so
it's crazy looking back at Andy Reid. He was the guy who couldn't win the big one. He just couldn't get over the hump, and now he's running a dynasty.
He's so
It's
easy
wild.
to root for, former Packers QB coach with Mike Holmgren.
Seems like a really
He's
good
probably
dude,
top
too.
2 coaches in the NFL currently.
Absolutely.
Right.
Without a doubt. And quarterback matters into it, and the development of it. That's why LaFleur.
I'm curious, Riley, where would you rank Andy Reid or Mike Tomlin? Best coach in the NFL?
Right now?
Because it's one of those two, right?
I'd go Andy Reid right now. I understand he has better players, but it seems like Mike Tomlin, he can get over 500. He'll never be below 500, but he's struggled to win in the playoffs, at least recently.
I think Andy Reid, look at the Chiefs' defense is really obviously. You have Mahomes, who they don't have a lot of stars on offense right now. They're trying to piece it back together. Pacheco's getting back; he's healthy. They finally got Hollywood Brown; he just showed up. But this team is not star laden like some of the offenses in the NFL. I would say the Packers have better skill position players than the Chiefs, but the Chiefs' defense is really good. The Chiefs' offensive line is a disaster. But so Andy Reid knows how to identify and fix the opposite side of the ball, I think, better than Tomlin has. So Tomlin's offenses are still kind of meh. But the Chiefs' defense the last couple of years have been just as important as the offense.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, I saw that, and I was interested. Me as a Bears fan, I would take it. I'm not gonna turn away a guy who, even in Dallas, again, won 12 games, 3 straight times. They're playing their asses off for him, and this season's over for them. They're 7-8. They could end up, again, maybe above 500. And he's a coach that does not have a lot of seasons below 500 himself. And he is a guy who's been around great quarterback play and seems to know how to develop and work with quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers, early in his career, gave him a ton of credit for his development. He may have capped out, and maybe he has a ceiling with that. But let's be honest, the Bears are in the basement. So they're trying. If they can get to where McCarthy got Dallas, that's a good first step because the Bears are far away from that. So something to watch. That would also add so much juice to the rivalry. 844-770-3776. Mainly asking the question, what's your favorite Christmas movie? Give me something out of the box. So I'll give you some. I want to know if you guys have seen these. These aren't out of the boxes. They're on Netflix, but they're ones my kids liked and I've enjoyed watching. Christmas Chronicles, which stars who you would know would be Kurt Russell as Santa Claus and Goldie Hawn as Mrs. Claus. And then there's some younger actors you actually probably would recognize. They start off as child actors in it, and then as they made 2 of them, they've gotten a little bigger and you've seen some other things. But Christmas Chronicles, I would recommend. It's enjoyable. It's a good family one. It's a good traditional one now. Riley, do you have one that's maybe not the, Christmas Vacation is obviously probably my favorite. There's some really classic ones, but what are some ones that are maybe outside the box a little bit?
Those old claymation movies, like Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that, I think that's the one where he teaches like the old Winter Warlock how to walk, and it's like
those
one
are
foot
so
in front
weird.
of the other.
Yes.
Nice.
Those ones can be fun to watch
The dentist, is that I get them mixed up with
Rudolph? I was going to say Bambi. Jeez, yeah, Rudolph.
I get them mixed up because they seem like they're all made at once.
Yes.
And then they just kind of broke it up in the 3 stories. We have to dust off the DVD player, or we put them in the Xbox out in the basement because those we actually still own on DVD. And so that was like probably the last DVD I may have bought when Rosie was born. I was like, oh, they'll pack it, and you got like all of them.
All of the old claymation ones. See, those are fun to bust out every now and again, but I'm not going to watch them consistently.
No.
some people don't even qualify this as a Christmas movie, and I know a lot of you are expecting me to say Die Hard, which is a Christmas movie, but I'm gonna say no to that one for now. One of my all-time favorites is Nightmare Before Christmas. All-time favorites. I love the music. Jack Skellington's a great character. Plus, you get to watch that movie during Halloween and during Christmas.
So I would say that Die Hard is more. Here's my hot take: Die Hard is more of a Christmas movie than Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay, that's just not true. Nightmare Before Christmas is a legit Christmas movie. Die Hard is absolutely.
You just said
Christmas
it's like a split Halloween.
Well, they
Christmas
live there. It's Halloween Town is where Jack Skellington lives, but he's trying to bring Christmas there.
All right, this one we're going to post at Jim, Matt, and Molly.
This is
because this is a modern twist on a stale ass question about is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Right.
What is more of a Christmas movie, Die Hard or A Nightmare Before Christmas? Because I do not think A Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas movie.
See, I wish
you said a Halloween movie.
I said I don't think it's a Christmas movie.
Oh, you don't think? That's wrong.
I wish I could truly weigh in on this because I've never seen Die Hard. So I can't.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah. I can't confirm whether or not Die Hard's a Christmas movie, in my opinion. But I will say, Nightmare Before Christmas, I do not think is a Christmas movie. That's a Halloween movie in my mind.
Because the knock on Die Hard for not being a Christmas movie is it doesn't have the Christmas vibe. And neither does it.
Okay, the opening song is a Christmas song, and the closing song of the movie is Christmas music.
That movie, Nightmare Before Christmas, Nightmare and Christmas don't go together. Krampus is not a Christmas movie. It's a horror movie around
Krampus sucked.
Christmas.
In my opinion.
Agreed. I really wanted it to be good. I'm not a big horror guy, but I think Toni Collette was in it, and then a couple other Adam Scott, and then there was like one other actor that's the Brick, I believe, from Anchorman, the sports guy. He's in it too.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'll watch this. It is horrible. Like it's just so bad. And sometimes you put good actors like Scream, and you put them in. I think they were trying to do something like Scream, but kind of to be scary, and it just missed all the way. Whatever the opposite of threading the needle is, they just threw the string right over the top of the needle. Just missed it by a mile.
Fair enough. I'm still blown away that neither of you think Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas movie.
We also have just because it's in the title.
And doesn't the boogeyman try and kill Santa?
Yeah.
Like,
and then,
what?
First of all, spoilers. Second of all,
sorry.
Santa is in a movie. How is it not Christmas?
Bad Santa is not a Christmas movie.
Yes, it is.
No.
No?
I enjoy Bad Santa.
There's an elf in it. There's Christmas. There's Santa Claus.
Another obscure movie, Vince Vaughn, Fred Claus.
I like Fred Claus. I enjoy Fred Claus.
Is that a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a real Christmas movie.
It is. In a similar vein, because he's Santa's brother, right?
Yep.
Have you seen Noel, which is on Disney Plus?
No, I've not.
Anna Kendrick, and then Bill Hader. And
Bill Hader.
Yep.
Yeah, Bill Hader, I think, also plays like Santa's brother, and then Anna Kendrick is like the lead elf, and Bill Hader like disappears, and she has to track him down. Like he's in L.A. It's like a yoga instructor, and but anyways, it's Bill Hader is obviously one of one, amazing, and then Anna Kendrick in it is good as well. So I'll put Noel on your list. 844-770-3776. You can go ahead and give us some of your favorite Christmas movies. Also, we'll chime in on the. With Mike McCarthy to the Bears, would that move the rivalry a little bit more exciting for you? We also have to do Don't Quote Me reviews. We will do that next. But, Matt, tell us about Metcalf's Market.
Well, I love Metcalf's Market. Right now, I have got some short ribs on the smoker. My wife's hopefully keeping an eye on them, so we'll see how that goes when I get home. But I know that I got some of the best short ribs around because they're that Piedmontese beef that you can only get at Metcalf's, Hilldale, west side of Madison, or in Tosa. So if you're looking to get like really solid produce, good food, specialty cheeses, imports, and from Wisconsin, and a wide selection in their liquor store, I'm telling you, Metcalf's is where you got to go. You sign up for the Metcalf's Rewards, and there is thousands of coupons for you to save money with Metcalf's. They have so many good local products, so I don't know what you're waiting for. Go to Metcalf's, get Metcalf's Rewards, and bring local home.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We will review Don't Quote Me next.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987. Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
There's always pressure. You got to find ways to deal with that pressure and handle it as best you can to be the best.
This is your green and gold fix on 100.5 ESPN.
Obviously, there's going to be things that turn up along the way. You got to be able to adjust.
This green and gold fix is driven by Metro Ford.
The Packers offense puts up over 400 yards and the defense allows no points as the Green Bay Packers shut out the New Orleans Saints at Monday Night Football at Lambeau Field 34-0, their fifth straight game of over 30 points. So now they've clinched a playoff berth for the second straight season. But as Jordan Love knows, they still have a huge game against the Vikings coming up.
Obviously, we lost to them early in the season, so one of these games that we got to get back. We got to go win this game, and we've talked about it earlier. We got to be able to beat these good teams.
Next up on the schedule, a 3:25 kickoff on Sunday in Minnesota. It's the Packers and Vikings.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
Sharon needed legal help. She needed Gruber Law Offices.
When I think about Gruber Law Office, I think about how they took care of me, how they make sure that you get what you're supposed to get. Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all. I will always, always trust one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
They are the best. I'm very happy.
LabCorp Clinical Trials is changing to a new name, Fortrea. While the name may be different, Fortrea combines decades of great experience and professionalism with new opportunities for clinical trial participation. It's more than a mission and more than a new name. Fortrea is dedicated to moving healthcare forward. To learn more about the future of healthcare and upcoming clinical trials, visit us at FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's FORTREA clinicaltrials.com.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Mark your calendars. Professional volleyball is coming to Madison with First Serve on January 17th. Led by Madison's newest pro team, Love Madison Volleyball. Get ready for non-stop action as some of the world's best players take the court. Featuring Olympic medalists Lauren Carlini and Annie Drew Schumacher, Love Madison is ready to compete for the season's first championship title. Get your tickets now for this historic first season. Visit lovb.com today. Volleyball is the next major league.
Professional volleyball is coming to Madison. Hi, I'm Lauren Carlini, Olympic medalist, proud Badger alumni, and now founding athlete of Madison's newest professional volleyball team, Love Madison. I'm excited to invite you to our inaugural season where we will be playing at the Wisconsin Fieldhouse and Alliant Energy Center starting January 25th. Visit lovb.com to get your tickets for Love Madison's historic first season in 2025. Volleyball is the next major league.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
She didn't see me creep down the stairs to have a peep. She thought that I was tucked up in my bedroom fast asleep.
Day after a Packers game, which means Jim, Matt, and Molly are working. So is Riley. Molly's not working. She's, I'm sure she's working taking care of the babies, but yeah, she's still out. Matt Hamilton, Jim Rutledge with you. We are live from the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light. Riley Yauk behind the glass. You can chime in on our Packer-related question, which was, how much of the game did you watch last night? It was kind of just a butt kicking, which can be enjoyable, but at some point, I feel like people are willing to check out, especially with the holidays. You can turn on a Christmas movie, which we'll get back to that topic a little bit later. But Right now, 83% of you are sickos. And I mean that in the term of, like, the internet term of, like, hey, I'm a sports sicko. I'm going to watch this butt kicking start to finish. I would imagine that if you really broke it down and people were honest, it's probably more of that check the sparingly / didn't watch.
Right.
And maybe if we just put it as sparingly, maybe that would have been a little bit different. But because, Matt, that's how I would describe you watch. You had it on, but you're doing other stuff, and you weren't, like, it was just on. It's not like you're watching it. To me, and again, this is all about...
I would have been invested heavily. Like, if I was available from the start of the game, first quarter, heavily invested.
Yeah.
Second quarter, less invested.
And you're making dinner, you're doing other things, or making, Christmas early preps for Christmas dinner, things like that. So for me... That's how I feel like most people watched it, but you could technically say you watched all of it.
Mm-hmm.
For me, if you're watching all of it, you're on the couch or in your recliner and I'm here.
Yeah.
Nobody bother me. I'm watching this.
I got my Coors Light and my Dang It doll.
And this I'm
good to go.
And this is not a game, and again, this is households as well. This is not a game that I'm spending household capital on. Of like, hey, Dad needs to watch this game. No.
Oh, right.
34-0, like, especially like after they're up 14-0 or 21 at halftime, like, okay, hey, good news. Dad's not busy anymore, and you can just track it on your phone.
Right.
Maybe I have to go back, but let's go sledding. Let's go do something else. Like that's that kind. I mean, not a night game, but that sort of game where it's like, you know what? I'm gonna claw back some family time. Otherwise, we asked the question: which of the 3 Grinch movies is your favorite? And right now, 42% of you say the classic animated. 40% of you say Jim Carrey, and 17% of you say the modern animated. I do want to check Rotten Tomatoes to see which one has the best, because I feel like our audience is primed to be classic and Jim Carrey as opposed to the modern animated, because my kids love it, and I'll be honest, it's enjoyable. I'm over all of them. Like I can't see this. I just can't anymore. At least with Christmas Carol,
a little Nightmare Before Christmas. Change it up.
At least with Christmas Carol, they spin it. They have Scrooge. They have Spirited. They have Christmas Carol. They have Jim Carrey Christmas Carol. They have all these different things.
Right.
Mix it up a little bit. All right. Speaking of mixing it up, let's get to Don't Quote Me.
We're not saying it's gonna happen.
Let it ride!
But if it does, then we want credit.
Say that again, because that is an amazing take.
I told you all.
If not, well...
Don't quote me, boy, because I ain't said...
Alrighty, I'm assuming I could relay everyone's Don't Quote Me's and have you try and guess, but I'm assuming since the game was yesterday, you guys remember what you put, so we'll just start flat out. Jim, Packers allow 0 touchdowns and under 10 points, force 3 turnovers. Not too bad. Not too bad.
So close, because I believe they forced 2 fumbles and got an interception. They just only recovered 1 of the fumbles. So I was close.
Almost nailed it.
I did not get it.
Matt, yours.
I was pretty close.
Yours was Packers starters are up 24-3 at half. Also very close. Key starters pulled in the third quarter.
Yeah,
a little early. A little early.
That was aggressive, but otherwise, you really wouldn't have had a Don't Quote Me worthy thing if you said pull starters in the fourth.
I mean, Matt LaFleur pulled Jordan Love in a playoff game. Was it at the end of the third quarter?
Yes.
But the fourth quarter is the magic number. For all
then he panicked
and
put him back
but I was also under the impression that Matt LaFleur, a man of confidence, who pulls a guy in a playoff game in the third quarter and then puts him back in.
Yeah.
But I just figured, we're good. We got this. I'm comfortable with Malik Willis being able to close this game out a quarter and a half. I don't know. I thought he would have done it but basically based on that Dallas game.
Yeah, and that's fair. And I think he could have. I think the Packers would have been just fine if he pulled the starters in the middle of the third quarter. But unfortunately was not the case. Molly predicted that Jordan Love would throw 5 touchdowns. Slightly off. And the Packers would win by 4 TDs, which they ultimately won by over 4 touchdowns. Yeah. So, this is 1 for 2. 50-50.
Very off on the first one.
Very.
Yeah, Jordan Love did not have the best game. Statistically speaking,
would be his most amount of touchdowns he's ever thrown in the game?
Has to have been.
Yeah, I can't.
Did he throw 4 against Dallas in the playoff game last year?
Right. I think that's his most.
Yeah, I believe 5 would be a record for Jordan Love. I believe he had 1 yesterday.
Yeah, this offense
is just fine.
It's not necessarily designed for him to pile up touchdowns, because if they get within the red zone, they're going to use Jacobs more anyways.
Yeah, and last but certainly not least, Ryan Primetime Wollersheim had Love 2+ touchdowns. Not quite correct. Josh Jacobs TD. Good call. Xavier McKinney interception. That was about this close to happening. He had it on the sideline, couldn't quite haul it in. And then Edgerrin Cooper, 2 sacks, which I believe also did not happen yet.
Yeah, 1
10
TFL.
tackle. Yeah.
So not a sack, but
so
I was
somewhat
closest, followed by
Yep.
Matt, and then Molly and Ryan. Good job, good effort.
Yeah.
That's about how I would.
Solid predictions.
Yeah,
For the shot.
What are you gonna do? It's nobody's perfect. I was close though. You can get into the show 844-770-3776. We're also asking you Christmas related questions, and that is the question as far as what is more of a Christmas movie: Die Hard or A Nightmare Before Christmas? And is that posted yet at Jim, Matt, and Molly?
It is posted, and the current tabulation is 62.5% say Die Hard, 37. Oh, actually, we just had an influx of votes. It's down to 56.5% Die Hard, 43.5% for Nightmare Before Christmas.
All right,
it's getting close. It's getting close.
Hey, I'm not saying it won't be close, but Die Hard's going to win.
Yep,
it is far more of a Christmas movie. Nightmare is not Christmassy.
Oh my gosh, it's so Christmassy. I just
what's Christmassy is Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in
Ruth's Christmas Steakhouse.
Can I say this? I don't know who wrote this out, but this is written as Ruth's Christ Steakhouse. So
there you go. Boom.
But that's gotta be
extra Christmassy.
Gotta be Ryan's
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse.
Yep.
Short for Christmas Steakhouse. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that was just an abbreviation.
It could be your tradition.
It could be. It's actually a great tradition. New Year's, obviously Christmas, a little late.
Yeah.
Not getting into tonight. But New Year's, holiday season, look, even like early January, you had like a good year for your sales team or your employees or teammates, and let's all go out and get a celebratory happy hour, or like a little steak dinner, or a little event over at Ruth's Chris. So many great options. Say hi to Lee for us, and make sure to wish him happy holidays and a happy New Year. We're going to do that to our good friend Lee over at Ruth's Chris. So happy holidays and happy New Year to Lee and all of you out there. We'll come back and we will do a little bit of pole dancing here on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Pizza Hut's wings are the best thing to happen to pizza night since, well, pizza. Introducing Pizza Hut's new Big Boneless Wing Bundle. For only $15.99, enjoy 16 crispy boneless wings in 2 different flavors, 2 dipping sauces, and a double order of fries. The wings are sauced and tossed to perfection and available in 9 flavors like honey barbecue, garlic parmesan, and sweet chili. It's the perfect bundle for game days, girls' nights, family night, or any tailgate party. Order now on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Hunter Vaughn here. Coming up after the holidays, our coverage of high school basketball will be in full swing. From rivalries to the postseason, we'll have some of the best teams and the top players from around the area right here on ESPN Madison. Along with listening to every game on ESPN Madison and Wisconsin On Demand, you can subscribe to the ESPN Madison YouTube page and watch every game live.
Life's busy, and Quick Trip gets it. Whether you're grabbing fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or a quick meal, Quick Trip is your go-to for quality and fast service. From clean restrooms to fresh groceries, easy meal options, and guaranteed fuel, we make your day easier. Plus, enjoy perks like free ATMs, free air for your tires, and sweet rewards with the Quick Rewards program. Everything you need in one stop, and always a friendly, see you next time, Quick Trip, where your day gets easier and better.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
Hi, this is Dennis Semrau from Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania here on 100.5 ESPN. We're very excited to partner with UW Credit Union to help bring you even closer to the stories of great young student athletes. Each week, as part of this season of Prep Mania, Mania will feature the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week. UW Credit Union is proud to support local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. And just like the fantastic student athletes we'll be telling you about all season, UW Credit Union's online banking also goes above and beyond with top-rated service and security that exceeds industry standards. UW Credit Union is here for you, presenting the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week. Learn more at uwcu.org.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle
Is this Hall & Oates Jingle Bell Rock, excuse me?
That it is.
Yes.
What about, do you guys like the song Matt Hamilton, Jim Rutledge, Riley Yauch with you live from the Everlight Solar Studio? And we are taking your favorite Christmas movie. I love outside of the box Christmas movie options. And
unless he doesn't agree that it's an outside of the box Christmas movie.
I don't think. Well, there's two things in your statement. So we are asking the question. You can chime in 844-770-3776. Which is more of a Christmas movie, Die Hard, or A Nightmare Before Christmas? I also would have a bone to pick with you. Nightmare Before Christmas is not outside the box. It's pretty mainstream.
Well, I mean, the fact that we're debating about it makes me feel like it's outside the box.
But Die Hard is not outside the box either. Here's the thing. It's more outside the box. I'm sorry.
Are you
It is
saying
more
it's
not
more
a
controversial than it is outside the box?
Yeah, I feel like plenty of people know that and either have chosen to watch it or not watch it. I want ones like Fred Claus is, I think, a little bit on the outskirts.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. So
have you seen Jingle All the Way?
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
I saw it a long time ago. It's fine, right? Same with, what is it, the Santa
It's not
Claus?
fine. It's terrible.
Is
the Santa Claus movies
with
were
Tim Allen?
elite.
I
Yes.
just can't stand Tim Allen. He's just not funny.
Yeah, and
Buzz Lightyear.
I saw
Yeah, he was good as Buzz Lightyear. But
I saw
otherwise,
the other
like,
day, actually, the Santa Claus with
I
Tim
did
Allen,
try-
and he was not funny. It was
Yeah.
rough. But, like, the nostalgia of it was awesome. Like, when they sent out ELF, Elves with Attitude, to go save him, it was amazing.
So, speaking of Tim Allen and not being funny, like, have you ever seen, like, there's some shows, like, I think Cheers holds up, MASH, Seinfeld, even though Seinfeld, like, right now, everything would just be solved with a cell phone. Like, basically 90% of the setups there were, like, couldn't get a hold of each other and miscommunications, but they still holds up. Have you ever, like, seen a clip of or seen any of Home Improvement?
No.
It is bad. Like,
Not
it's
much.
just sticky, like, what is it, sitcom. Like,
Yeah.
It's just very formulaic, very, and I remember watching it as a kid and be like, I can't wait to watch Home Improvement.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those where you go back and watch it now, you're like, oh, this wasn't good.
That wasn't that good.
Or it doesn't hold up. Same with Everybody Loves Raymond. I used to love that show.
You don't think it holds up?
It's pretty, like, it's not bad. It holds up better than Home Improvement.
Yeah.
But if you watched it now, it's just very much of like men are from Mars and women are from Venus or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just very much of like
Yeah, I mean,
Maggie wife sort. It's not
was
as
the
bad.
90s, right? In early 2000s.
Again, I enjoyed it.
Right.
Without a doubt. But if you like, it's just not one of the King of Queens. Like the best part of
with
King
Kevin
of Queens
James, right.
is Jerry Stiller.
Mhm.
When you watch it back, you're like, wow, Jerry Stiller crushes it. Patton Oswalt's pretty good in that too.
Yeah.
So it's almost like the auxiliary things in some of those shows can be better. But it's time to go pole dancing.
We asked and you answered.
What?
Coming to the stage, it's pole dancing on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Hey now.
Presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Alrighty, guys, I got 4 polls for you, starting with a couple from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Would you be in favor of changing the Packers touchdown song from Bang the Drum to Bowie Daba by Kid Rock? I don't know if you've ever heard that song. I don't know
Kid
what
Rock
that is, but the results are 78% no, which I believe is the correct answer, and 22% yes.
Why?
Bowie Daba by Kid Rock.
Bow to the wild. Like it's that,
That one?
Yeah, that's the name of that is weird.
Heck no. No.
Yeah. Right?
Bang the drum.
Yeah.
Why would they? Who wanted to change it?
I have no idea.
Whose poll
I don't know
question
what
was that?
That was Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Yeah, but like, which one of those 3 was like, this is a good question?
Man, I don't listen to
Yeah,
this show enough to guess, but I'm going to throw out
Taba, but
Chewy
that's
as
that
a
song.
guess.
It's a bow to the whatever. Yeah,
Wow.
man. Like Kid Rock.
Yeah.
Like the bang on the drum is at this point, obviously it's a terrible song, but it's the Packers. Like it's just what happens. Like
Did you say it's cheesy?
Hey, but
like to be honest, the jump around, it's iconic more than like good. Like now, I'm
an
like,
objectively good song.
Yeah, I liked that song growing up, and I liked that the Badgers did it. But now it's like, all right, like we got to do it, and I like it, and I love the tradition of it. But for me, it's more the tradition than like that song slaps. And I think Bang on the Drum has fallen into that category too. Of it's the tradition more than the song. But you can't change it.
That's there's a lot to unpack there, but we don't need to get into it.
But
Next.
but you can't change either one of them. I'm just saying
Right,
the songs
100%
are
you're
played
right
out,
about
but you
that.
can't change either song.
Okay, moving on to a second question from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Do you know who Branch Rickey is?
Yes.
Only 33% yes, 67% no. Matt, do you know who Branch Rickey is?
No idea.
Oh my God! Do you know who Branch Rickey
Yes,
is?
yes. If
Jackie
you're a
Robinson.
baseball fan, if you're a baseball
historian,
fan, you have to know
he's
who Branch Rickey
the
is.
owner of the Dodgers. Brooklyn Dodgers brought in Jackie.
Oh, I did not know that.
Did you not watch the Jackie Robinson movie? Read about Jackie. Thank you, Jackie Robinson, an all-time great book. Care about sports?
I guess I never retained that part.
I guess that's a lot. I guess it's more common than I thought. I thought Branch Rickey was kind of an iconic sports figure to tie it in with
Historic
Jackie
figure. Like I just feel like
Robinson,
you
but-
learn about him in school, not
Yeah.
even like in sports.
Mm-hmm.
I might have. I'm just saying I didn't retain it.
That's true.
Matt
doesn't know a lot of things.
Yeah, my mind is a sieve. I'll only catch the stuff that I feel is worthy.
Fair enough. I wouldn't phrase it like that.
Yeah, well, you're right. I don't catch a lot of anything, to be
There you
honest.
Alrighty, third question from KBN. Who would you rather the Packers play in the playoffs? At Detroit or at Minnesota? 47% would like the Packers to go to Detroit. 53% would like the Packers to travel to US Bank Stadium in Minnesota.
I mean, I know Packers would normally just be like, oh, the Vikings, they're a joke. But I'll say this over and over again. The Patriots were a joke until they weren't. The Packers were the laughingstock of the league until they weren't. And so, like, the Vikings are a team that steps on their, their own feet until they're not. And this team looks really good. If I was a Packer fan, I'd say go at Detroit. It's hard to beat a team 3 times, and Minnesota might have to do the same thing. Hard to beat a team 3 times in one season, and Detroit is very beat up. Very beat up. You'd rather face Detroit. I know Packer fans think they, quote-unquote, own the Vikings, but you'd still rather go to Detroit because Minnesota is a healthy team that is humming along, and I think their quarterback is capable of being just as good as the Packers quarterback. And the offense they have better offensive playmakers, and their defense is better, and their defensive coordinator is better. And so now you're looking at a team that's healthy and probably slightly better than you, and you have to go play them on the road. As far as Detroit, I think Detroit starts the season more talented. Detroit is so beat up defensively. I think that's a game where both those teams could put up 30 points, and it could be very much like the last one, 34-31.
I think it's Detroit, too, just because of the injuries. Yeah.
Same. If you're talking just the atmosphere, I think I'd rather go to Minnesota. Both are difficult in the dome, but I think Detroit's a little tougher atmosphere. But yeah, I'd rather Packers play the Lions right now. Last question, also from KBN. Do you sleep with a top sheet tucked into your bed? 34% say yes, 66% say no.
What do you mean by that? Like, do you get under the sheet?
Yeah,
Like, you know how they tuck
sheet.
them at the end?
Yes.
Like the sheet? They'll tuck it at the end and you get under it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so you're like really like swaddled in there.
Yeah,
but on the
no.
sides too, like
Like
I
a
have a
hotel
king bed, so like it's hard. Like, honestly, the sheets are massive to begin with. I will tuck at the Sundays. We change the sheets and I'll make the bed new. So I will tuck the sheets on Sunday, and then my wife will kick them out Sunday night, and then that's it. So they start like that, but they do not finish like that.
First of all, definitely untucked now. I had a scare one time at a hotel because they're obviously always tucked, right? So my legs like open feet, right? Not like pigeon-toed where they're closed, but I was laying on my back
duck feet.
and my
I was
feet were
picturing
like
you,
open, duck
sleeping
feet,
spread eagle.
right? I kind of like turned in bed and it wasn't a pop, but I felt like a tweak on my knee. And I was like, this is because these are tucked too tight. I now understand what George Costanza was talking about in Seinfeld. He's like, I don't like it tucked. Untucked sheets. It's a dangerous thing to have a tucked in sheet. So I'm anti tucked in sheet.
Alrighty. That's all I got.
Strongly anti.
All right. Well, those are some good questions. We'll wrap up the show on the other side, but go be a winner if you're looking for something to do during this holiday break. Maybe you got a little bit extra time off. Take some of the time, go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, earn some cash, earn back some of that Christmas money you spent. Go be a winner. Go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening live from St. John's, Newfoundland. The Newfies love Jim, Matt, and Molly. 100.5 ESPN Madison.
This season, Chevy brings classic pairings, cookies and milk, mistletoe and kisses, and your holiday plans and a new Chevy. Silverado 1500 gives you power and capability with 430 pound-feet of torque to haul your holiday tree. Equinox EV and the all-new Equinox offer award-winning quality and style to see you through the holiday season. See why Chevy makes everything better and brighter. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
The Great Dane has been a Madison original for 30 years. Supporting the community has been and remains a pillar of the Great Dane since they opened here in Madison. Their largest fundraiser is Adopt a Family, which has provided thousands each year in gifts and much-needed supplies for local families since 1995. From food to mattresses, this year they're supporting the Outreach LGBTQ Community Center to ensure more parents and children get the holiday season that they deserve. Stop in any Great Dane location or head to GreatDanePub.com to donate today.
Indulge in the ultimate chocolate experience this holiday season with Gail Ambrosius Chocolatier. Your significant other will love the handcrafted selection created right here in Madison. Stop by their store on Atwood and treat your taste buds today. Once you taste the difference that locally owned and made chocolate provides, you'll never go back to the mass-produced box of chocolate again. Share the joy with a box of chocolate from Gail Ambrosius Chocolatier on Atwood.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Listen to Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin on 100.5 ESPN.
So I'm tired and grumpy the last 2 days, you're mad. Today I'm jolly as St. Nick and you're mad. Like, I can't please you two.
You're not as jolly as St. Nick.
Sounded jolly.
Wilde and Tausch, weekdays 9 to noon on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by Grassland Dairy, Hallman Lindsay Paints, Coors Light, Made to Chill, and American Family Insurance.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to Hims. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through Hims.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through Hims.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Make my wish come true.
This is Molly Brown's favorite Christmas song. He's Matt Hamilton. I am Jim Rutledge. We hope you all have a great and Merry Christmas. I would say Happy New Year, but we'll be back on Thursday, filling in for Wildy and Tausch. Then we'll be on Friday, 2 to 5. Both those shows will be across ESPN Wisconsin. They'll get the full Jim, Matt, and Molly experience. Thanks to Riley Yauk for working today. The hardest working man at ESPN Madison today is Riley Yauk, because he was here for Wildy and Tausch and for Jim, Matt, and Molly. It's been a special edition of Jim, Matt, and Molly. Look, don't forget J&K Security Solutions. You want to protect your home or business and control the most important things in your world from one device with Control 4. J&K Security Solutions can help you with that. Family-owned, veteran-owned, and locally owned J&K Security Solutions. So when you're looking to protect your home or business, one call to make, and that's J&K Security Solutions. Matt, we won't know the answer. I guess we can revisit this when we do the show on Thursday. Get my days all messed up. When we ask the question, which movie is more of a Christmas movie? Right now, 58% of you say Die Hard. More than Nightmare Before Christmas. We also had a couple other questions that we can kind of revisit when we're back at it in a couple of days. Which of the 3 Grinch movies is your favorite? Right now, the Jim Carrey one is winning. Classic animated one is second. Modern animated, third. And congrats to all the sickos out there, and I mean that affectionately. 83% of our audience said they watched the entire game last night.
Good for you. Go Pack, go.
Liars. I mean, Riley and you are both diehard Packer fans.
Yeah.
You were adjacent. You watched enough of it. All right, we'll be back at it. Merry Christmas.
See ya.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship.